welcome back. Today I am super excited because we are going to be doing a first impressions review and tutorial using the new Urban Decay Naked Reloaded palette. I am so excited for this. I literally just got this, so I literally haven't even taken it out of the box or looked at it yet, so we are going to do it together today. We're going to check everything out with this. Ooh, girl! Oh my god, I just took it out. This is really, really nice. The packaging of this is a lot different than the other Nakeds, and I live for it. Wow, okay. I'm excited. Let me know down below if you guys are excited for this palette and if you think you're gonna get it. I would love to hear, but we're gonna test it out today and basically see if it is worth the price. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you have not already and click that little bell right next to the subscribe button so you can be notified of all my future uploads. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so give you guys a little bit of background on the palette. Like I said before, it's definitely new packaging. I really like it. This is like kind of squishy fabric. Very, very nice. Love the way that it looks. This is what the inside looks like. So pretty. We have a nice big mirror up here, and then we have 12 different shades. What's kind of cool about this is this shade and this shade, these two on either side, are actually bigger than the rest of the shades, which is very cool. These are both matte kind of neutral colors, so I understand why they're bigger. You're gonna get a little bit more use out of them, so definitely very cool. And we do have a vast range of colors. I would say that this side is like warm toned, and then it kind of changes in the middle to this side being much more cool toned. So it is gonna give you variety in the looks that you can create, which I do really like. Also, this palette comes in at a lower price point, which I was happy to see as well. I was just looking up some info on it. This has the same amount of like shadows as the other palettes do, but this is only gonna retail for $44. So that's actually a lot cheaper. Like some of the Naked palettes are $54. I'm interested though to see about the size. Oh, see, they're all different sizes, so it's kind of hard to, it actually makes it seem like I think these ones are almost a little bit bigger too than these in the middle here. Which is interesting, like they kind of get bigger as they go out. Oh yeah, because these ones are also definitely bigger right here. Oh, that is really, really interesting. I guess they kind of thought like which shades are going to be the most used, so we're going to make those a little bit bigger so people, you know, don't hit pan on like one shade and then feel like they have to buy a whole nother palette, which has definitely happened to me before. Like I'll have a whole palette and some shadows like never touch, but then there's one that I completely hit pan on. So I guess they tried to relieve that by doing that, so I actually really like that. But it's hard for me to tell if it's like the same amount of product as the other Naked palettes just because all of the shadows are different sizes, but definitely is coming at a cheaper price point, which is great. Can't complain about that. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead right now and insert in swatches of all the colors swatched on my arm so you guys can check them out and see. All right, so these are all the colors swatched. To be completely honest with you guys, I wasn't like super shook with how they swatched. Some of the mattes were like a little patchy, but the shimmers were actually super buttery. These two specifically swatched really, really beautifully. So I feel like I liked the shimmer formula a bit better than the mattes as far as swatches go. I am gonna go through and tell you guys each of the names so you know what is in the palette. First, we have Bribe, which is a light matte highlight. Then we have Barely Baked, which is like a golden shimmer. Angel Fire, which is like a light pinky shimmer. This one's really, really beautiful. Then we have Retro, which is like a burnt coral. This is a matte. Then we have Reputation. This one is a very warm tone brown shimmer. And then we have Burn, which is also warm tone, darker brown shimmer. Then we have a matte. This one didn't swatch that great. This was Endgame. This is the darkest color in the palette. Then we get into more of like the cool tone shades. So the first one is Dreamweaver. This is like a cool tone, dark brown. Then we have Distilled, which is also more of a cool tone medium brown. Bucked, which is a matte medium tone brown. Boundaries, which is a matte neutral color. And then Blur, which is a light neutral matte. Swatches really don't tell the full story, so we will really see how this bad boy works when we use it on our eyes, and that's really where I like to make my determination as to whether a palette is worth it or not, because sometimes things swatch beautifully and then they perform like crap, and vice versa. So we're gonna test it out on our eyes today. I'm excited. So I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you guys in and we're gonna get started. Also, do you guys see I used a new purple shampoo and it like kind of stained my scalp, so that's why there's like some purple on my scalp. It's just my shampoo. I gotta wash that out later. But anyways, I don't think I told you guys when this is launching, so let me let you know. I'm on the Sephora website right now, so it says it's available online on March 4th and in store on March 7th. So very soon you may actually be able to get this on the Urban Decay website. As of now, if you can, I will put a link in the description box. If not, it's coming soon to Sephora. And I'm first gonna go in with the shade Blur right here, this big shade on the end. So I'm just gonna go and buff this in the crease as a neutral transition shade. This may actually be too light for me for that. This would be a good shade for me to just set my concealer. So I'm just gonna go all over the lid with that, but if you have the same kind of skin tone as me, you're gonna need to go in with that next shade, which is Boundaries right here, to do your like neutral transition, because this is gonna be too light. But if you have lighter skin, this will work for you. So I'm just gonna set down my concealer. I already did, but I'll add a little more. There's a bit of kickback with this. You guys can see a little bit on the palette. That doesn't really bother me for the most part, honestly. but just something to note. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with that next deepest shade, Boundaries. I'm gonna use that guy. Yes, okay, so this is a better neutral transition shade for me, so I'm happy about that. Just gonna blend this back and forth. Also, let me know in the comments what you guys think about them like discontinuing the original Naked palette and then coming out with this. I was definitely sad when I saw they discontinued the original Naked palette. I feel like that was such a staple palette for so many years and for so many people. Like literally so many of my friends that don't even like do makeup or know much about it, like still have that palette. Like I just feel like there are so many people that own that. So it was like sad. It was a big kind of thing in beauty to see them get rid of it. But I mean, I guess this is kind of supposed to be the replacement to the original Naked. So far, you know, the shades seem to be blending out well and stuff like that. But I would definitely love to hear your thoughts down below. Alrighty, now we are gonna go in with Bucked, which is the next deepest. And I'm gonna use this to start to build up the color in the crease. I am gonna go in with a deeper shade than this, but I like to gradually build up rather than, you know, just go in with the deepest shade. It kind of helps with blending, or not kind of, it does. So I do like palettes like this where they kind of have like one shade and then the next darkest and then the next darkest, because it does help to really build up your look. These seem to be blending fine. We have only used mattes so far, but they seem to be working pretty well. Then I'm gonna go in with Endgame. This is the deepest shade in the palette. I'm gonna use this in my outer kind of corner and crease area because we are gonna smoke out this look, honey. Yes, Lord. I wanna just try and use as many shadows from the palette as I can. So a lot of times when I do these sort of reviews, like of course I wanna make a look that's pretty, but I also wanna try to use as many of the shadows as I can in the look. Gonna just do the same thing on the other side. This shade is a little bit patchy. I wish it was a little bit more blendable, but I can definitely work with it. Darker shadows can be more difficult to blend, but this one is a little bit patchier than the other ones seem to be. Like I have to work at it a little bit more. I'm gonna take that deeper shade, I'm gonna pack it on my lower lash line. You guys know I like to do this. I don't like to go in with super deep colors, so I'm gonna pack the deep color super close, and then we'll blend with a lighter color. I like admire people that can do super deep, like, and thick lower lash lines, but I don't know, it just looks too heavy on my eyes. So I like to do it like this. Then I'm gonna go back in with Bucked, and I'm gonna use that to blend it out down below. Okay, yeah, I feel like this darker color is definitely harder to blend. All right, we're gonna continue and kind of do a darker eye. So I'm gonna go in with Distilled, which is this other dark brown color, but this one is a shimmer, and I'm gonna use that all over the lid. All right, so I'm gonna go in with this. I've been doing a lot of looks with like lighter shades on the lid, so I figured we'll switch it up. This is also very cool toned, which is not normal for me, but it's actually very pretty, so I don't mind this. It's not super shimmery, but I don't hate that. It's definitely a pretty shade. And I do think it appears a bit lighter on the lid than it does on the pan. Like the pan makes it seem like it would be a darker shade. It's this one right here. But I feel like on my lid it's not that dark. Definitely getting fallout though, but that can be, you know, brushed away. And then my inner corner, I'm gonna go in with Angel Fire. That looks so pretty. And I'm gonna use that to highlight the inner corner. This looks very glittery too. Ooh, but it's pretty. I like that. Kind of has like pink glitter in it. And I'm gonna use that beneath my brow bone as well, because I like a more glitter highlight. They do have a big matte highlight in this palette, but I don't know, I'm not a matte highlight girl. And now just for sake of trying as many colors as we can, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Burn right here, and I'm gonna use that on a flat top brush, and I'm gonna pop that just kind of right in this outer part right here, just to add a little more depth. It's kind of like a reddish brown color. Oh, I actually like the way those go together. I might just go over the whole lid with that, because we get the darkness of the first shade, but then this one brings a little bit of like the red tones in. So that's actually really pretty. All right, so that is it for the eye look. I'm gonna quickly just do liner and lashes. Where is my liner? I'm just gonna use the new Revlon liner. I've really been liking this to do a little wing. I hate doing my winged liner on camera. Then I'm just gonna pop on some black liner in my waterline. The one I'm using is from L'Oreal. Then I'm just gonna pop on the Salon Perfect 614 lashes. You guys know these are my jam, my faves. All right, and just finishing out by some lipstick. This is MAC's Viva Glam 2. And then just gonna go in with the Tarte H2O Gloss in Sandy Toes. I also really love this. Okay, so now that's done, and we can check out the full look. I do like the eye look that I was able to create with this palette. My glue is like still drying, so disregard that from the lashes. I feel a little underwhelmed by it, I guess. I mean, it's just that like we've seen these colors before. This is not the first time that a palette has had, you know, these sorts of colors in it. So I don't know that I think this palette is like earth shattering. I also don't think it's my favorite Naked palette. I feel like my favorite Naked palette is the Naked Heat. I go towards that one the most. I do like the new kind of concept of making some of the shades bigger than others. I think that'll really help with alleviating like just hitting pan on a single shade. So I do like that. I do like the new packaging, and I do like that it's cheaper than the other Naked palettes. Do I think if you already have a palette that has like most of these colors in it that you need to go out and buy this because it's earth shattering? No, but do I think that it was a good palette? I do. It definitely had a bit more fallout than other Urban Decay Naked palettes than I remember. But again, that's not something that really bothers me. I literally just like used the brush and brushed it away and it went right away. So it wasn't like it was sticking to my skin or anything like that. So it's not really a big deal to me. If you don't like that, you might not like this. So overall, I like the palette. I don't love it. I would love to hear what your guys' opinions are on the palette down below. Definitely let me know what you guys think. Do you think you're gonna get it? Do you think you're gonna skip on it? I would love to hear. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I love you so much, and I will see you very soon in my next video.